everybody. We are recording from Sassafras Gap, and we are in the tent talking to you because it's so cold and windy outside that I would be shivering trying to talk to you if we didn't do it in here. Today we hiked through very cold temperatures and a little bit of snow and sleet, and then the sun's come out, but it's still really cold. And what we want to do is update you on days 6 and 7, so Diligent, get us started.
All right, day 6 we got up and we wanted to put in some miles and see if we can get all the way to Unicoi Gap, and about 9.6 miles, and we were hiking with another couple, and we hiked that distance. Came at the end of the hike, you're kind of high in the mountains, and you got to do a little over 1,000
Blue
feet.
Mountain.
You're on top of Blue Mountain, right? And we had to do about a little over 1,000-foot drop down into Unicoi Gap, and then at the bottom of the gap, there's
mossy rocks and water and very treacherous.
It was a treacherous drop, and it was at the end of the 9.6 miles, and we wanted to get down to the bottom and see what was down there, and hopefully be able to camp there, because as soon as you hit the bottom, there's a gravel parking lot, there's a trailhead, and it's just a mountain road. Just a road is coming through the mountains right there, a pass. And then you have to go straight up over 1,000 feet the opposite side on the trail. So we were hoping we'd get there and to be able to camp at the bottom of the trail. So we come cruising down that mountain. It was a long descent. We could see the road and the parking lot a long way off. We finally roll into the highway, and we're trying to cross the highway, and Sparkles yells at me, "Come on!" and a car's coming over the hill, and we dodge the cars and get over to the gravel parking lot. And as soon as we get in the parking lot, Diana notices something right away.
We saw Miss Janet's van. And it is a big van that's held together by bumper stickers. And we had first met her the first day out, and she offered to take us into Helen, Georgia for a cheeseburger. And we were so excited. And we climbed in her van, and I first sat down, and the first thing I thought of was, oh my gosh, cushioned seats. It was just so comfortable. So 4 of us went into town, went into Helen, Georgia, and what a neat little town. It's an old German village, and just really a neat town that I hope to visit again sometime after this adventure.
Yeah, and we came down, we saw Miss Janet's van, and I didn't recognize it. Diana did, and as soon as Sparkle said, "That's Miss Janet's van," it was like, oh my gosh. We walked up to her window, and she just looked at us and says, I've got to go pick up a hiker in town right next to a Wendys. You guys want to ride in? It's long enough to go to Wendys and come back. And it's like, well, yeah. And we loaded up with Wendys and ate the Wendys and came back up to the parking lot. It was just a neat, chance meeting right there. And I took some pictures of us with Miss Janet, so you'll get to see her. And that was just an awesome way to kind of come off of that 9.6 mile hike. And we were hiking with another couple, and Tonto and Lone Ranger. We'll talk to you about them some more later. But now we're dropped off back at Unicoi Gap, and we wanted to camp there, and we started looking around, and there's nothing. It's straight up one side, 1,000 feet, straight up the other side, 1,000 feet. There's just no place to camp. It's a gravel parking lot in the middle of no place, and we're just looking at each other and trying to figure out what to do. Do we want to spend a couple hours climbing 1,000 feet up, at the end of a long day, or what are we going to do? Well, we started looking around, and we actually found a couple semi-flat spots that we could hide in a drainage ditch below the parking lot next to the highway down an embankment. And we just looked at each other and said, well, it's not the best spot, but let's go do it. So we actually spent the night, day 6, in a drainage ditch off the edge of a parking lot down an embankment from a highway, listening to the cars come up and down the road all night. And it was just a great experience. But something happened. It was exactly 3:20. I woke up and I heard noises up in the parking lot, and I was like, what is going on up there? And it wasn't just noises. It sounded like somebody was just unloading a pile of stuff out of a truck and throwing it on the ground. I mean, it was just a racket, and I'm thinking, what is going on? 3:20 in the morning. And I just, I sat out. Finally, Diana says, just lay back down. Nobody knows we're down here, and it's too cold for anybody to be out, causing trouble. Well, that racket went on for over an hour. I mean, it just sounded like somebody was just building a house up there. Well, we finally, fell back to sleep, woke up at, I think it was just a little after 6, still dark, packed up all our gear, and headed up the embankment into the parking lot where we were going to sit down and eat our breakfast. And we were going to have Pop-Tarts this morning. Pop-Tarts and a power bar was going to be our breakfast. Well, we walk up the hill, and sitting in the corner of the parking lot, there's a pickup truck. And the noise we heard was a trail angel who showed up early that morning, set up a tent, set up a dozen chairs, was cooking waffles, had donuts, fresh coffee, homemade cinnamon rolls. Everything you can imagine, and just soda pop and sweet tea and just everything. It was just an amazing event. So we walked up the hill and sat down to a hot breakfast. It was just like, wow, what amazing time, trail magic. And it was awesome because we had some tough climbing to do after that. Sparkle's telling what we had to do immediately this morning on day 7.
We had to immediately climb. I don't know what the elevation was.
It was 1,000 feet, the first mountain.
1,000 feet down, and then 1,000 feet up again.
Well, the second one, we went up 1,500 feet. So we went up 1,000, down 1,000, up 1,500 to the top of Trey Mountain. And at the top of Trey Mountain, that's where we had our lunch. And
it was freezing.
Yes.
Freezing.
But it was a lot of climbing. It was. How'd you feel when you got to the top of Trey Mountain after 2 amazing climbs?
I felt great. And when we got there, we reunited with some people that we first started hiking with that we keep meeting back up with, and it was just like old home week, and really just a big boost and a big pick-me-up, and just knowing that we were able to climb both of those mountains in one day and get it done. And tomorrow, go into town and get our first shower.
Yes, tomorrow we're going to go into Hiawassee, Georgia, and hopefully find a hotel and get a shower and spend the night and resupply, get some more food. Excited about that. It's supposed to possibly snow tonight. We'll let you know. And lots of pictures to kind of update you and give you some details of everything we talked about. I hope you're living your dream. We'll talk to you soon. What is it?
No, it's have a great day.
Have a great day.
And
last one to Katahdin wins. Woohoo!